Hey, y'all, come on in. You're here on a great day. There's a new barbershop in town.
From HAGS Artisan.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why, come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack. Cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you too.
They would. And for our mention today, we wanted to talk about the HAGS EDP roll-ons. We have really enjoyed having these. And I have to say, there's something about having the oil close to your skin that you get different layers of the scent that come through throughout the day.
And they have a fabulous intensity, y'all, matched only by their fabulous price. I'm a lot more inclined to get these than I am to shell out for a full-size EDP, especially if I don't know the scent yet. Thank you, HAGS, for being one of the only artisans we know that produces a roll-on EDP. And what is our soap today?
We have an original barbershop scent from HAGS. Let's meet it.
All right, y'all, from this sales page at hagsartisan.com.
Everyone remembers a barbershop differently. The snap of citrus in the air, the calm of lavender and herbs, polished wood, warm musk, clean steel, and the quiet ritual before the blade. For our first official barbershop release, we did not chase tradition. We reshaped it through the HAGS vision.
Barbershop, our signature, is a refined grooming scent wrapped in dark artistry and grotesque elegance, inspired by our artwork. This scent feels like stepping into an old-world barbershop where mirrors glow in the shadows, barber poles stand like relics, and a strange ceremonial figure watches over the room. Elegant, unsettling, and unforgettable. It captures everything we love about grotesque art, beauty twisted with mystery.
The fragrance opens with a sharp brightness of citrus accord, bergamot, and pink pepper, creating a clean and lively first impression. At the heart, lavender and aromatic herbs bring the classic soul of the barbershop smooth, fresh, and timeless. The scent finishes with white musk, cedar, vetiver, and sandalwood, forming a warm, polished, masculine base. This is not a familiar barbershop. This is our barbershop. Classic grooming seen through the dark, artistic world of HAGS.
I also have a warm, polished, masculine base. Well, this is interesting. I know a few barbershops open with bergamot, but not too many have a strong citrus opening like this is mentioning. There are some mysteries here indeed to unravel, y'all. Come along, let's open the box.
It's been a long time since we've had HAGS, I gotta say.
Y'all, and how excited was I to buy this? As soon as I hit purchase, right at the opening bell, I got a text from Gareth, and he was like, hey, buddy, you were the first.
Hey!
So this does come from our friend Gareth at the Shave Supply here in California. So it was here literally overnight.
Pretty much.
Y'all, we were so excited. Here is the invoice, and let's see. Oh, there is a note. He said, you're amazing, Marcus. Thank you so much. Appreciate everything, Gareth. Hey, we appreciate you, buddy.
I have to say, his penmanship is pretty fabulous. I feel like that should be a font.
Y'all, look at that. You kidding me? Oh, and we've got a sticker!
Hey!
Excellent. We just got some new shaving cabinets that need artwork. And what's that second one?
Oh, yes,
hiding
right.
in there, y'all. He's a mean one. If we can resist the temptation to open it, we're going to save that for the beginning of our Christmas episodes coming in December. And y'all, look at this.
Oh, HAGS indeed.
Artwork. I would have bought it based on the artwork alone, although those scent notes are really exciting and intriguing me. I really want to know what's in this thing. Why don't we have our first impression?
It looks kind of like concaved. It's a little sucked in there.
It's like when we used to can peaches and the lids would go, that's what happened here. Well, that's how you know it's fresh, right?
Right.
And I love the little cosmetic barrier. So you know yours is the first schnoz to get into the soap. And there's the preparations. Okay, hold on a second.
It's like the adult search and find. Hold on.
I'm telling you, especially when you get older. All right, here we go. I'm going to have the first
Please do.
impression,
I'm a little scared by that label. So
here we go. Let's see if it goes boop. When I open the lid, it might. It kind of does.
A little suction.
Right. This is fresh sealed. Okay, here we go. I'm not even going to show you the pour yet because I want to take in the first strong whiffs of this baby. Hold on a second. Here we go. All right, y'all. The first thing my nose can identify is a do-si-do going on between the white musks and these beautiful citrus accords, which almost border on grapefruit, a very savory citrus. These do not go sweet. They let the musks go sweet instead. Very dapper. Hold on. And then the lavender sits under that, but super subtle. I would not identify this as a floral barbershop by any stretch of the imagination. Go to Flora de Dragonis, the Shave Masters collab, our last HAGS review for that one. This is not floral at all. It's just sweetening up the citruses ever so gently with something natural and barbershop-ish.
Right.
But I would never identify a floral in the middle of this. And then y'all, the cedar and sandalwood give shadow to this barbershop. So definitely the top notes are streaks of sunlight through those very high windows in this mysterious place. But they are cutting through the darkness being created by those woods underneath it. You almost can't adjust your eyes to the nooks and crannies of this barbershop. And while there is mystery, there's nothing oody, there's nothing pokey, there's nothing patchouli-ish at the bottom of this. That's not how they're doing the mystery. Weirdly enough, the mysteries are happening in the lights of this barbershop. And y'all, you know my relationship with sort of those soury, grapefruity citruses is not always the best unless they're used delicately and perfectly in a balance to do something important in the final scent. And that's what the citruses are doing in this. I can definitely sense almost like a ruby red sort of grapefruity sense under the surface, but it's sitting in such a perfect way that it just adds that little twinge of what's that over my shoulder rather than a strong citrusy like opening, right?
So it sounds completely different from Barberwood, because that was the only other one that we have from HAGS that was kind of barbershoppy, but not.
Barberwood goes musky and danky and I think oody.
Okay.
And it's one of my top 3 barbershop scents. I was answering a comment the other day as to like, what are your favorite 3 barbershops today? I reserve the right to change my mind tomorrow. But it was Sterling Barbershop, The Master, and Barberwood. But it does have that like Pirates of the Caribbean sort of musky sense to it. This does not.
Okay.
You are clean as a whistle when you leave this barbershop and somehow a bit wiser. Like a kid leaving the Wonka factory. You know what I mean?
Is that like a famous like creepy character? Is that the Hat Man or like something like that, you know?
Oh, the Hat Man.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would imagine he would look like with a little bit of like a steampunk twist to it. And the funny thing is, this does everything that my favorite barbershops do, but all of those run rather sweet. If you know, this doesn't. But it's in such an interesting way. That's what gives it its mystery. It doesn't have to prove itself by making itself sweet and congenial. No, it cuts away at that so you can dive down in to those scent notes. I think the musks is kind of more in the Hedione line of things than it is that white musk scent from outside Bath and Body Works in the mall when you were a teenager. But it just reads as clean cotton in the cabinet, which might be the only really clean thing in this barbershop.
Maybe the barber towels or something like that.
That sense of cold steel is in the musks, and they don't go any sweeter than the sense of actual cold steel does.
Interesting.
All right, you got your 2 bits?
Oh, I'm
you ready for a
nervous,
shave
but
and a
let's see.
haircut?
Yeah.
I really want to see what you think about this.
Wow, even look at that creepy picture on the wall behind.
The wallpaper.
There's a lot going on in there.
Fabulous artwork to me.
Now you can see the pour, y'all.
There we go. Beautiful.
And this is the Cortex base.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Oh, wow. I'm hit with more of the peppery kind of side first.
Right.
I get the grapefruit after that, but I was surprised by the brisk kind of pepperiness at the beginning. And then if I follow that, the grapefruit tries to get a little sweet and kind of more fun. And then I feel like I get pulled into the musky depth of things going on with the woods and kind of setting the tone of the actual environment next. I think the lavender is almost kind of attaching to the peppery thing for me. Like it's almost effervescent-y without going like soda or something like that, but it has a brisk brightness that really hits you at the beginning. I gotta say, the grapefruit kind of sweetness itself, that was almost having my brain think it was a floral, like a citrusy blossom or something like that, something fun, summery, and then it totally flips on you again. So I think that adds to the air of mystery. Like it brings you in more brisk with the effervescence kind of peppery, lavender, clean side. Then it starts to turn a little fun, and then it like twists back the other way and goes a little deeper.
But it does read clean. Y'all, if I had to prioritize my adjectives, it's a very clean barbershop scent.
It does. I guess the depth I'm talking about doesn't even actually go dark. So like the mystery side, it's not like your stereotypical kind of, you assume it's going to be more like Barberwood. It doesn't go into the darker, oody, danky, dirt, soilish kind of thing.
Right, not at all.
Like it doesn't go, like the color black is not what I see. It just adds more like a dark antique wood, maybe, if I had to pick something. It just kind of sets the actual barbershop, because it's been around forever, like it's just naturally aged, but in a kind of like a charming, dapper, clean way. I have to say it's pretty masculine, but I think because of the grapefruit in there, I would still use this. Where some of the other barbershops are just too masculine for me. I enjoy smelling them on you. I enjoy building the lather, but I wouldn't actually reach to use it. I think the grapefruit actually kind of makes it a little more crowd pleasing and kind of all encompassing than some of the other barbershops we've had.
I wish every artisan had their signature barbershop scent. Only about half of them seem to. Am I right?
It's a great blend. Like, however these three tiers are coming together, it almost keeps spiraling somehow. Like, when you think you catch one, the next one jumps in. And then when you think to get to the bottom of it, nope, it brings you right back to the top. So it has a lot of movement to it. And I really feel like it's a good morning, afternoon, or evening scent. Like, there's good parts to this that work for each one.
It's even a subtle hint of milk-bone dog biscuit. Oh, I just got that.
It's really pretty. Like, it doesn't go as green as some of the other barbershops. It doesn't go as blue as some of the other barbershops.
Right, not at all.
And it doesn't go powdery either. I would still put it in a barbershop lane, but there's something that almost adds a little cologne-y side to it, like a dapperness side. And then there's something that just kind of brings it back down to earth without getting too fancy as well.
Right. How she gets different things from different sides of the tub, I have no idea, but she does.
It does, and I keep spinning it and I get different parts. Sorry. I actually like that we are opening this for summer because I think somehow it just makes the grapefruit hit in the right amount. I don't know if that'll happen during winter, but I gotta say it's really scratching that itch right now that I was thinking I needed. If you look at his hands, they're kind of more human colored at the bottom, and then they go kind of gray and creepy. Like, there are a lot of things happening. I just want to stare at this label for quite a while.
Is it me, or are his hands kind of like bloody?
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
I mean,
maybe it's less that it's the human. Oh, maybe
right.
that.
See, maybe he's a very new barber. And I love how even the barber himself is sort of a representation of a barber pole.
Yeah,
you know
those colors. I noticed that too.
And the handy dandy scent intensity meter on the back of the HAGS soap here is about accurate.
I'd agree.
For me, I'd give it like a 3.5 or a 4. Well, y'all, come along with us. We're going to build you a Cortex X lather and take another look at these scent notes. Right, y'all, back to the sales page at HAGSArtisan.com, and in the United States, HAGS suggests the razor company, the Shave Supply, and Wet Shaving Store. For purchase, we start with top notes of
citrus accord, bergamot, and pink pepper. Okay, I know you get more of a grapefruity thing. I if that's what it is, it's like something sweet, not quite candied, but really kind of a fun thing turned up next to the bergamot and the pepper. Like, those are separate to me.
Right.
Those are the brisk, clean side.
And the grapefruity sense that I'm getting is balanced 1-for-1 with the bergamot scent. So it's not really a grapefruity heart of an accord. It's a grapefruit / bergamot accord, equal parts for me. And you know what? I missed the pink pepper. For me, that gives me a little bit of like an aromatic, putting Szechuan peppers into a hot pan of oil kind of sense to it, little heat for the nose.
That's what I think. I was thinking it was more of like an effervescency kind of a thing. Right, like it just adds a little foof to it.
And then how do you get the lavender, that traditional barbershop floral in here, which might be the only really traditional thing about this barbershop?
So it's in there, but to me, my brain gets it as the white kind of, not talky, but I think cottony, like you said earlier. Like, it's just a clean thing happening.
Well, it makes sense because lavender is one of the scent notes inside of baby powder. So there you go. Aromatic herbs. Well, this could be kind of anything. Let me see what I find in here.
It doesn't go as green as most of the other barbershops. Like, I'm going to say it's in there. It just adds to a clean side. But I think it might be more of like a rosemary, maybe?
Yeah, but I don't really get the mentholy minty hit that I usually get from rosemary. I think it's something else hiding in there.
I don't think it's a bay leaf either, but it's something natural.
It's kind of a basil.
There you go. That's
kind
the
of
one we
thing
needed. Yeah.
going on. That's what I'm finding.
Yeah, more of that. It's mellow. It's really mellow in here. So if you're not a fan of the herby kind of things, it's not going to hit your top of the face.
And then the funny thing about the white musk, those clean white towels over there in the corner, those you have to hunt for.
Yeah.
It's only after like 3 or 4 seconds of my whiff that I get the sense of clean cotton. But that's cool, because if you walked into this barbershop in real life, those would be the last thing you'd notice. Am I right? You'd probably notice the guy's bloody hands first.
Yeah, I think it just directs your nose to keep following it to the woodsy kind of things.
Right. And then cedarwood, I'm going to skip over vetiver for a second.
Yeah.
Cedarwood and sandalwood. Y'all, these are not Tweedledee and Tweedledum. They are very different woods, and they're sitting in here differently. The cedar wood is adding to that sense of effervescence for me, and the sandalwood is grounding it in something very creamy and almost pinkish to my nose.
Yeah, but that's as dark as this gets, which that's why I was thinking it's just like an aged wood somehow. Like there's just a little something that's happened to it. So maybe putting the vetiver with it and the white musks kind of just added a little bit more character. I gotta say, the vetiver to me was almost approaching a little oak mossy, or maybe that's the aromatic herbs. I mean, that's normally in barbershops, so my brain could just be putting it in there.
Luckily, I don't get any oak moss.
That's good.
Going on in here. For me. It might be in there very subtly, but not really.
It's sneaky if it's in there at all.
Right.
But there's something that's doing a similar job as normal oak moss would do in other barbershops.
And sandalwood fans, if you really are looking for it, it's kind of prominent in the base of this. You will not be disappointed.
But that's as dark as it goes, which is funny because I really thought it was going to be a much more of like a depth-oriented scent, but I kind of like how it is still a barbershop.
Right. Too danky and mysterious for the office or something like that? Absolutely not.
No,
Absolutely not. But also a clean, fun, mysterious adventure that goes way beyond like a freshly pressed suit.
Yeah, barbershop is much darker than this. So if you have that, this is completely opposite to me. It's still in the barbershop lane, but it's its own kind of revamped version.
Right. So for the occasion of my 50th year on planet Earth, I decided to have 3 brushes commissioned to commemorate it. One at the very beginning, one in the middle, and one that I've yet to figure out at the end. This is how it all started. Y'all, we told Grizzly Bay that we just wanted a brush in barbershop colors, and I wanted that flared base shape. And we gave him full artistic license to do whatever he wanted. And how incredible is this? Look at the little silvery parts inside the blue. Oh, and it's a badger knot, but hey, this base is not going to be a problem for a badger knot. And this is my dark nebula bowl from the KUN workshop. It's the large head shaving version of their bowls. Oh, this is pretty soft, y'all. Look at this coming out of the tub. Whoa, buttery for sure. Nice and soft. McDuff's Adopted Acres territory here. Now, are there different scent notes on the tub itself? Because sometimes that happens.
Oh, yes. I did peek under your shoulder and I saw this. Okay, so we have top notes of bergamot, grapefruit, look at Marcus, and pink pepper. Heart notes, lavender, aromatic notes, and ginger. That's what was making it gently sweeter but spicy. And then we have base notes of white musk, cedarwood, sandalwood, and vetiver. So that part stayed the same. But the grapefruit and the ginger were a little more descriptive.
There you go. Well, the ginger's giving it a clean hit in the middle. That's kind of binding with the floral in there to present kind of in that lane of things.
So there's something about the grapefruit and ginger. If I follow that in, it adds a fun, like, summery vibe that's almost just kind of like a bay gum-ish kind of thing. But you have to dig for it. Otherwise, if you follow the brisk side in, it stays completely white, bright, clean barbershop the whole whiff for me.
Now, when it comes to soaking our brush, we use the Opus brush method as recommended by Craig, in that we don't soak our brush. He says it only takes a few seconds for the water to soak in anyway, and don't you want a little soap already in the water when it does? So we're going to take this dry brush and just give it a tiny little dip into the water at the bottom of the bowl, and we're going to keep the soap on top. And then I'm just going to start going clockwise, counterclockwise, drawing the soap itself up onto the bristles. And when it gets a little bit dry like that, I just go down for another little tiny drink for the tips of the brush, and then back here to the soap. My goal is just to draw the soap up onto the bristles first, and then build a lather second. That way it doesn't overflow the bowl. Our methods here are all about control of the lather.
It smells wonderful from here. I'm already getting giant whiffs.
I have never experienced a soap with this kind of projection once we put the water in. This is crazy.
It almost amplified more. Like, this gauge is completely right.
It's like a 4 intensity from here. This is awesome. I was a little scared when I saw this was a citrus spined barbershop, which it is. I would have especially been scared if you told me this was a grapefruity spined barbershop. I might have even looked in another direction. But y'all, I am so glad to have this, and I so love it when an artisan takes a scent note that I am not generally crazy about and makes me crazy about it. Y'all,
you just needed a different angle, a different lens in here, you know. It says underneath the intensity bar here on the label, the scent meter indicates the strength of the fragrance once lathered and not straight from the jar. So this is actually meant for the whiff. That's why we're getting it here. That makes sense.
That's why it's even stronger in the lather. And I know we never talk about lather here on the Barbershop Duet, but y'all, Look at that ice cream cone that this badger brush has turned into. And this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the sleep paralysis Hatman / old hag whiff. On 3, 1, 2. Oh, it's funny. My nose can push right through those citruses now and discover everything else going on under that surface in there.
Yeah, the brisk, almost those aromatic notes. I'm getting way more putting these next to each other.
Totally. Y'all, this is a little bit citrus heavy. This is way more in the balance of bringing out those woods and musks and floral and ginger and grapefruit. I was right. Is it me, or is this in a little tiny bit of the same lane as almost like a Bleu de Chanel kind of a thing?
Oh, maybe. I almost get like a cologne-ish thing.
Right.
Almost like a Aqua di Gio or something without going aquatic, but like the white, rocky, clean part. There's something that's familiar in there.
If I had to choose a secondary lane for this barbershop, I might say kind of a freshy thing, believe it or not.
Not fougere. It doesn't go green. Nothing in that zone.
No ferns in this by any stretch of the imagination.
But that's helpful for our audience, I think, to kind of pinpoint how it is a barbershop, but it has other things going on.
All right, y'all, here we go. I'm going to draw a relief map of Montana on my face with this.
Look how dense that is.
I know. Look how creamy.
Super padded.
And beautiful. Oh, I love this stuff.
Oh, yeah, that does feel super dense and padded. My goodness.
And the citrus has fallen away like dominoes. I'm getting the woods. I'm getting the musks. I'm getting the florals under this.
Yeah, they're almost like a secret in the background now. They're not even like leading the whiff.
All right, y'all, well, come along with us. We're going to take this down just a little bit deeper.
There's something like open air about this. I don't know if the barbershop has a window that's open and there's something like nature sweet outside. Right. It's not candied, but it's just like a natural whiff. Like I think that's why it doesn't quite go aquatic, but I do feel like we're approaching coastal, which he is in Greece, so
Well, it's funny you say that, because when I fed this into my brain and was like, what characters or celebrities would this smell like?
Yeah.
It immediately rejected like Sweeney Todd. That's what Barber Wood is for.
Yeah, that's different.
Not James Bond or anything like this. You know who I thought of? John Mills. Haley Mills' father in Swiss Family Robinson, who was the dad in Swiss Family Robinson. Like, as he walks by you in the treehouse, this is what he might smell like for me.
There is something timeless about this, too. Yeah. Like, it doesn't quite go classic aftershave, but I feel like it's a super brisk, clean version of what that might be today.
And quite a divergence.
Yeah,
from the general HAGS offerings. Y'all, a lot of those have a very similar sort of olfactory fingerprint underneath, underneath
the different
their
homages,
surface. You can kind of tell that it comes from HAGS. This is totally new and different for them.
Just like Flor de Dragones, that was like a totally different start for HAGS too. I feel like both of these started from the ground up.
I still got a little bit of Demetrius' thumbprint in Flor de Dragones, but I don't in this. And y'all, there were 2 other releases that accompanied this.
Yes.
Let us know if you've tried them and which one you think we should cover.
Yeah. We always have a hard time not picking by the labels. You know, like when you walk down the wine aisle and that's kind of how you pick your wine sometimes. I feel like that's what happens with these labels. You're like, I don't even need to read the scent notes. I just want to buy it because the label's fun.
Unless we see Barbershop and then we just go purchase regardless. So this is like the trifecta.
Yeah.
Great scent, great label,
choice.
And great name. I think I'm starting to develop your talent of seeing colors when I smell scents. I'm kind of getting a pink vision, almost like a ruby red grapefruit pink.
Yeah.
That's what it's doing.
But then it immediately gets like too bright that it turns white. Like when you look at the sun and it goes extremely white, like it's kind of like it has a whiteout thing that hits in for me after you follow the pink.
I just tried it and she's right.
I feel like it's a barbershop that could be in a really fancy hotel or resort. Like maybe there's a spa on the other side of the wall. Like things are just turned up quality-wise.
That's been abandoned.
There you go.
20 years ago. That's what it is. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be 7-year-old Marcus going down to Gene the Barber in Rodeo, California for one of his very first haircuts. And you make your dad promise that he's going to use the clippers and he's going to use the safety scissors, and there's nothing to be afraid of from this barber. And then at the end, you're going to feel him start to put a little cream on the back of your neck, and you're not sure why. And when you glance over your shoulder and he's holding a straight razor and coming at you with it, you're going to get your own. In the United States, HAGS suggests the razor company, the wet shaving store, and the shave supply. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with HAGS Barbershop, a beautiful, bright, crisp summer barbershop, heavy on citrus, and I never thought I would enjoy grapefruit this much, especially in a barbershop, but the balance is that good. Fabulous work, Demetrius, and a fabulous base. My razor just enjoys digging into my stubble when I've got Cortex X on my face. Padded, thick, comfortable, protective, no weeper garden for my cross the grain pass down here, and HAGS, we will be back soon. Hey, welcome to Messages.
So for our June giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $25 to Zingari Man.
That's right, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email. Here to we sent you at thebarbershopduet.com so we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here on our first July episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
And I agree with you. This is kind of a summary barbershop.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, because there aren't really any barbershops that have seasons. But if I might put in a request, I might love a flanker to this that could be a wintry barbershop. One that's cold, one that is more on the dankier side as a flanker to this little barber. Although I don't know if I want to encourage what's happening with his hands.
Don't forget your next quote with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.